Well, hello. Do you have your spouse close by, your family gathered around, maybe a couple friends over the phone or over video call? Well, if not, I suggest you grab them because we're about to dive into a short recap of Sunday's message, as well as some questions to help us think through how we can put Sunday's teaching into practice in our everyday lives. So gather some friends, gather some family, gather your spouse, and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Coffee and Conversation. On Sunday, Pastor Connie shared the final message in her three-part series called Family Matters. And it was called Parenting Matters. It was focused on parenting. She preached from Ephesians chapter 6, verses 1 through 4, which read, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may be well with you and that you may live long on the earth. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord." Pastor Connie worked off of that piece of scripture and unpacked a number of practical teachings and important points on how to parent well, how to be good parents. So if you haven't listened to the message, maybe you missed it on Sunday or you need to go back, find it on our YouTube channel and watch it again. It's worth your time. But we want to give some questions to help us unpack this teaching and put it into practice in our everyday lives. But not just for parents, but also for all of us at the church, those who are not parents as well. So here are 3 questions for you today. Question number 1. What is one way you can honor your parents or spiritually influence your kids? Think about it this week. What is one way that you can honor your parents, that you can show honor and respect to your parents? Or if you are a parent of children, what is one way that you can spiritually influence your kids this week, that you can instruct them and train them in the ways of the Lord? That's question number 1. Question number 2. How can you influence the world for Christ? Now, Pastor Connie shared this idea of raising kids to influence the world for Christ more than they get influenced by the world around them. So if you're a parent, what are ways that you can raise your child to be one who influenced the world around them for Christ, who shines the light of Christ into the world around them more than they get influenced by the world outside of them? But for all of us, I think this is an important question. How can we be people who influence the world for Christ more than we are influenced by the world around us? So a question that is for all of us. How can we influence the world for Christ more than the world influences us? That's question number 2. And finally, question number 3. What family can you be praying for? If you are a parent or you're in a family, or maybe you're not a parent, just think of a family in the church or in your neighborhood, in your community, that you can be praying for. Maybe even reach out to that family and ask, how can we be praying for you this week? What are you struggling with? How can we support you? This can be a challenging time with, some kids being home and doing school online, or different restrictions in routine. Maybe loss of job has impacted your family. But this is a time where we can connect with one another, where we can support one another. So think through, what is a family that you can be praying for, that you can be supporting this week? Reach out to them and pray for them. So these are your 3 questions. Discuss them with one another, and even if you're feeling willing, share your answers in the comments below this video so that we can learn from each other, we can be encouraged by each other, and challenged by one another. God bless you, church. Have a great week.